Welcome to a brand new episode of Audionots, episode number 22. I am your co-host, Eric Oldboy, online with Mr. Rin. How are you today, sir?
Living the life.
Great.
Our state's kind of opening up,
What's been going on?
We're able to do more things, but not really.
Yeah, I saw that the county in which I live has opened up pretty well, and then it's only been open for, I think, exactly 6 days. And I just heard on the radio on the way home that the rate of people catching the COVID has jumped 33% in the last 6 days.
Yeah, and one of the county was your county, dude.
Yeah, I know. The one where I live and you work.
I believe it because, I'm a legit eBayer now,
Yeah.
Figured out how to, sell my toys on eBay now. And I went to the post office to drop off my boxes.
Yeah.
And all the old folks are no mask.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started saying goodbye to your olds. So all the olds in your life, wish them well. They're moving on to the next plane.
Yeah, I felt bad. So I'm like, maybe I should take off my mask to not, stand out.
No, man, you got to make them think you're protecting them. The reason we wear masks is to protect others, not to protect ourselves, like a good superhero. So other than being free and catching the virus, what else have you been up to? You been watching your shows, doing anything, playing with your beta fish?
Oh, beta fish every day.
Beta every day.
Life gets better.
I saw you showed me a picture where his coloring had improved dramatically from when you received him to now.
Yeah, because when you first received them, I got mine in the mail.
Yeah.
So all that shipping, traveling must have stressed him out so much.
Just jostled him. Yeah.
Now that he's in his tank, all comfy and fed, his colors are super vibrant now.
Nice. And you said his name is Krillin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it.
Oh, my wife gave me the okay to get a female one too.
Ooh, snap.
It's going to get busy.
Professional beta wrangler.
I don't even know what the, if people want it or not, the needs.
You should get a bunch of them and breed them and start your own park and call it Ren Exotic. Ren Exotic's Beta Fish Park. And people will come from all around to watch you. You got to grow a mullet and a Fu Manchu and call it Ren's Exotic. And everybody will come see your amazing beta fish.
There we go.
Yeah, money maker.
Just don't put your fingers in, man. They might bite you.
Then you got to have somebody lose a finger. We'll record the whole thing. It has to all be recorded.
We're going to have a little secret room so they can let them fight each other for money.
Oh, yeah. Like the Beta Fish Fight Club. Oh, there's your T-shirt. Yeah, Beta Fish Fight Club. First rule of the Beta Fish Fight Club. No one talks about the Beta Fish Fight Club.
I should do one of a beta fish holding the soap bar.
Oh, dude. Genius.
I see you've been busy making T-shirts.
Oh, yeah. So Ren told me all about he has his own T-shirt store. Let's give you a free plug. What's your T-shirt store called?
Shinobi, my Twitch name.
Okay, Shinobi on TeePublic. If you want to check out his amazing designs. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm making coffee money. Then he was making a little bit more money. Then I thought, well, damn, I want to make some coffee money. Coffee's my favorite. So I did. I opened my own, my very own TeePublic store. I'm calling it the Tipsy Curator. Because originally the OG idea that I had for it, I had put one together forever ago, was going to sell just alcohol-related T-shirts. And then I could never get my PayPal to work. So I finally, it took me a year and a half to figure it out. But I finally got my PayPal to connect to my bank. And so I'm like, well, shoot, now I can make money. I'm going to go ahead and make some new designs. So yeah, I went absolutely ham over the last 4 days. And I believe I have 52 designs in 4 days.
Nice.
Yeah. But I was pretty excited because I looked at my little TeePublic account and I have sold $32 worth in my pocket worth of T-shirts. So $32 worth of royalties.
Maybe we need to put both in our shops, our Audionots shirts in there, right?
Yeah, why not? Some people can get those too. Maybe some Audionots shirts, some Vigilante shirts. Make them available because I think that between the two of us, we have some pretty good designs that I think if you're a fan of the show and you like this kind of humor, you'll like the stuff that we're drawing up.
Speaking of design, I just got a new job.
Oh,
Yeah.
So we could jump into, hey, Ren, what you working on?
Yeah. One of our repeat customers, he emailed
Those
me
are the
saying,
best
"Hey,
kind.
yeah." He's like, "Hey, can you I have a side business. Can you make a logo for me?" I'm like, "Yeah." We love logos here. So,
Yes. Can you talk about it yet?
I'm not sure, but basically he has his side business selling shoes,
Oh,
like kicks.
sneakerhead.
Yeah, sneakerhead. So I checked out his like Twitter and stuff, and it's just basically selling dope ass shoes.
Like retros.
Yeah. So gotta make a cool look, like a hip logo for him.
Nice.
So it'd be
That's
cool.
that's awesome. Very cool.
And I
Um,
charged him the special too. I think it's
oh,
still going on.
so he got in on
$65.
the special $65 price. Nice. Good for
Yeah.
him. So
Yeah.
anybody else out there wants a dope ass logo for 65 bones, we're the guys to talk to. Vigilantedesign.com. I would jump in on that because yeah, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Nice. Other than designing hot logos, have you been watching any good TV in your sheltering in place?
Yeah. I've been watching shows and TVs, but mostly I've been playing like video games.
Oh,
So
nice. What games have
yeah.
you been playing?
Just basically playing the shooter games. The one right now is Apex Legends.
Okay. I
Yeah,
have
new
some.
season came out. Yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
new season came out, and the new character was introduced, so everyone's on it.
Does Apex Legend, like my kid plays a lot of Fortnite, and they're always bringing in characters from other media. Like they'll bring in superheroes or Star Wars and that kind of thing.
Oh
Does Apex do that at all?
no, this is strictly their characters,
Got it.
like their little universe that they have there.
Nice. Later in the episode, doing the news jacuzzi, I have some hot first-person shooter news that may make you very excited. I think. Well, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Well, you'll tell me whether it's, because I think we all know at this point that I'm not the video gamer of the group, and so I either know what my kid told me or what random thing I read on the interwebs, and I think, well, that sounds
right,
cool, and then I share it with a real gamer, and I'm like, that's stupid.
right. I might know what it is, but we'll see.
Oh,
Hot tease.
I have two. So let's see if you know them both. I can't wait to find out. But let's get
Okay,
started.
probably.
Let's start with our healthy stream. We'll kick off with the healthy stream because I actually have a few, not a ton. I think as people are starting to realize that media in general is just starting to slow down. Imagine doing this show next year is going to be even harder. Even if things open up, all the productions have been stopped for who knows how long. And
Right.
so we'll all be healthy, wealthy, and wise and running around wanting to go see movies, but they won't be able to put anything out because they haven't had the time to make it.
I think we'll be okay though. We got the porn industry still going strong, so
That's true. We talked about it last episode.
yeah,
They've got it figured out. So the porn industry has never stopped, nor will it.
yeah,
Thanks to
keeps
Dr.
going, man.
Porn. Yeah, Dr. Porn was fixing them all up. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to start off with our friends over at Disney Plus and just go down the list here.
Yeah,
We've been talking a lot about the Mandalorian and all the cool things they're going to do, and it always happens almost without fail. After each episode, something good happens on the Mandalorian. I'm like, oh, wish I could have included it. And
right.
so we listed off all the characters that they're adding to Mandalorian season 2. It's going to be like an all-star of Star Wars characters, but it turns out they're also adding a really good actor. In fact, one of my faves, Mr. Timothy Oliphant. Some of you may know him from Justified. He was the sheriff in Justified, but I know him as Joel from Santa Clarita Diet.
From the cancel.
Yeah.
Didn't deserve to be canceled show.
Did not deserve to be canceled. They should bring that thing. That thing would be super hot right now, right? I mean,
Yeah.
how similar is what's going on with them to the real world now?
At least give us a movie to like end it for us,
Yeah, give us a movie so we know what the hell happened to Joel, you sons of bitches. But
Maybe they're working on like a interactive version.
oh, that'd be super cool. And we could decide what happens for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool, like zombie mode.
yeah, we should start like a
Kill or
petition.
no, not kill.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think they should absolutely do that. But yeah, so Timothy Oliphant is going to be on The Mandalorian season 2, and I've looked around, but no one seems to know quite yet, other than the fact that he's been cast, what character he may be playing. So, in all of your magical Ren wisdom, Do you have a guess? Do you think he's going to play a new to the Star Wars universe character, or do you think he'll be playing a role that we already know?
I'm hoping a bad guy.
Oh, to go along with the Moff Gideon type character?
Yeah, I feel like there's so many characters involved already
Yeah.
that you can't just fight Moff Gideon the whole time. You need
Right.
like someone like right under him or like right beside him.
Right. I'm almost hoping, just because we've seen what a good comedic actor he can be, he would be a really fun bounty hunter that's maybe on the other side of things. So where the Mandalorian's
Right.
kind of a good guy bounty hunter,
Yeah.
and they've talked about bringing back Boba Fett, but we already know it's played by what's his face. Maybe he's like Boba Fett's sidekick or something, or another competing bounty hunter, because they put out this big money to get the little Yoda kid.
Right. It's like he's okay to take off his helmet, you know?
Yeah, or maybe he's not a Mandalorian at all. He's something else. Oh, you know,
Yeah.
have you ever watched? Well, yeah, you're starting to watch Clone Wars now. You know that
Yes, I have.
weird blue bounty hunter guy with like the 10-gallon hat. He wears like the big cowboy hat.
Well, I'm not even close to that yet, I don't
Do you
think.
know that character? I forget what his name is. I should know, but I'm terrible with that kind of stuff. In Clone Wars, there's another bounty hunter, and he's got these two like pipes that come up into his neck, and he wears like a big cowboy hat and like a long cowboy thing, and he's all blue and real skinny, and he's a total badass. How cool would it
Oh,
be if they like brought someone like that and just surprised us with him? Because he has a real big part in Clone Wars.
oh,
Because
really?
he ends up affecting a lot of things. So it'd be pretty neat if Timothy Oliphant played that character. I wish I could remember his name off the top of my head. It's like I feel like it's there. Maybe halfway through the episode I'll remember.
Wait, look it up. He sounds cool.
It is really cool. Fact, I remember before I started watching Clone Wars, my son would buy the Star Wars figures once in a while, and we actually owned that figure just because we didn't know what it was at the time. We're like, this figure is cool looking, and so we had purchased it, and so we actually owned the figurine of this character. But real Star Wars
Oh,
fans, does it have his
straight up
name?
cowboy.
Yeah, what's his name?
Cad Bane.
Yes, Cad Bane, dude. Thank you. Yeah, real Star Wars fans are laughing at home thinking I'm an idiot because I can't remember, because that's a good character. It'd be super cool if maybe Timothy Oliphant played that guy, like really like make up him up and like let him go for it, because his voice would even be kind of cool in that part.
Dude, you should totally make a mashup shirt for your shop.
Uh,
Cad Bane and Bane. Because he has like those
oh,
little straws. Just put a mask on him.
so make the Cad Bane. He's a double
Yeah.
Bane squared,
Yeah.
Cad Bane
Yeah.
squared. There it is. That's cool.
Write it down.
So also on Disney Plus, they've confirmed that they're going to make an Ahsoka TV show, live action. But I'm not sure, because I was reading the synopsis of it, whether or not it'll be the Rosaria Dawson Ahsoka. It might actually be before her, so we might get a younger Ahsoka. So
Right.
I know you're kind of just getting started in Clone Wars, and I'm almost finished with Rebels. And over on Rebels, the star Jedi, or the upcoming Jedi, is named Ezra. And at the very end, I haven't even got to the end, but I've already read ahead a little bit. I guess Ezra kind of leaves the Rebels to go do something, and he's been missing for, like when it ends, he's just kind of gone missing. You don't know, I guess. And so
Right.
it says here in the synopsis of Ahsoka that, because Ahsoka was both in Clone Wars and in Rebels, that in this new Ahsoka live action TV show, it'll be set after the events of Rebels and will feature Hera, Zeb, and the Ghost's trusted droid Chopper. So it has basically all the characters from Rebels, which gives me really good Rebels excited vibes. I'm pumped for this. And Dave Filoni is going to oversee it, like he did Clone Wars and Rebels. And it says that the series, as its narrative, chronicles the group's continued search for the missing Ezra. Given this, the Grand Admiral Thrawn is supposedly also going to show up. Other than that, no other details have really been revealed yet. So you get Ahsoka, you get basically the entire cast of Rebels, and they're all looking to see what the hell happened to Ezra. So I'm like thinking that's a pretty cool plot line, and I'm excited to see it played out with real people.
So, how old in comparison is Ahsoka to Ezra?
So by the time she meets Ezra, she's definitely older than him, right? So in Clone
Right.
Wars, you see her start off as just a young kid and kind of grow into a young woman. And so by the time that's over, she's basically, in my mind, she's either late teens or early 20s. And so by the time we see her in Rebels, which is a little further down the road, she's definitely older. She's either late 20s, early 30s, right? In whatever Star Wars years might be. And
Right.
Ezra in Rebels is still just a kid. So he starts off as a teen and kind of works his way to late teen, maybe early 20s by the time
Right.
he moves on. So, but he's just kind of another new Jedi that we're getting exposed to. So that's kind of cool.
Is he like really strong? Is why is Ahsoka looking for him? Like,
Well, they become friends, and I think she likes the fact that he's kind of like uh, on the side kind of Jedi. Like both him and his master were never really welcomed into the Jedi fully. So
right.
they're definitely they're force sensitive and they have all the powers. And but he's not also like Ahsoka because Ahsoka quits the Jedi. Um, I'm not sure that Ezra ever officially joins the Jedi because he kind of does things that don't necessarily fall under what would be considered the goody two shoe Jedi code.
Right.
So I think that they have that kind of bond where they still want to do the right thing, but they're not kind of wussy pussies about it, and they go about
Right.
getting it done. So
Living in the gray, man. That's the
yeah,
best.
they're both literally, I think, legitimately can be considered gray Jedi, which is cool because that's kind of the funnest. I think when they're not. I like Deadpool more than I like Captain America because he's still being a
Right.
good guy, but he's not afraid to whoop some ass.
Right.
So I feel like
Just
it's
does the
like that.
job, man.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the way to go sometimes. That's all I had for Disney Plus. But over on Netflix, I saw that they finally gave us a release date on the Umbrella Academy season 2,
Yeah.
which I'm so excited about because I really like the Umbrella Academy. I thought that it has really good potential to continue to get better. Especially, we were talking about how that one kid is such a good actor. The one that plays, he's basically an adult in a kid's body.
Oh yeah, and the one that wants to play Robin.
Yeah, the one you want to play Robin. That kid is, I don't know what his real name is, but that dude, he's a solid actor. I really like
Yeah.
him. But yeah, so Umbrella Academy is coming out July 31st. And I believe at this point, any due dates that they give us or release dates they give us have to be accurate versus the ones that were released pre-COVID. Because
Right.
then they didn't know what they're getting into. But the fact that they're saying these things now, there's no reason why they wouldn't know better. That's my figure.
Right. I think these are all like done, right? Production's done, shot everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So it looks like July, Netflix is giving us a lot of good content in July because we talked about last episode, um, the Old Guard
Oh yeah.
coming out in July as well. And at the time, I actually thought it was a TV show, and I want to clarify that I'm an idiot.
Fake news.
Yeah, fake news. First and foremost, I'm an idiot. But yeah, it's going to be a film, and they released the trailer today. And I want to hear
Yeah.
your thoughts on the trailer because I thought it looked dope.
I thought it was badass looking in trailer.
Yeah, it looks expensive. It looks like a big time
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. And like Charlize Theron, she's a big name too, and then she plays like her BA self. But man, this is cool.
Well, what kind of got me because Netflix has been kind of famous for having good-looking trailers with big stars, right? Because they did
Yeah.
Extraction with Chris Hemsworth, they did Six Underground with Ryan Reynolds, and those all looked cool. And then they turned out to be whatever movies, take them or leave them. But honestly, this one gave me a little bit different vibe. So I'm kind of hoping that because of that, it's going to be a more robust story. Because I've noticed that Netflix, I don't know what the deal is, but they kind of skimp on story just for looks and action. So hopefully this
Yeah.
one has the action, but also gives us a story that we want to follow.
I've also noticed that Netflix movies, they always leave you hanging. Like they don't
Oh, right.
conclude for you, man. They're like, maybe we'll get another one, maybe not. Like,
It's probably part of their thing is they're like, oh, we'll let you make a movie, but you got to leave it open-ended enough. If it's popular, we can make a sequel.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that's just maybe their process.
Yeah, it looks like a high budget because there's a lot of effects to go along with it too. There's a lot of action, like the healing part sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel like I understand it a little bit better now that I've seen the trailer. But for those who didn't listen to the last episode, The old guard basically centers around a group of mercenaries that happen to be immortal, like they can't die. They're like, we were talking about it offline today, and it's almost like a whole group of Deadpools. So like you can shoot them
Yeah.
up. In fact, there's one scene in the trailer where they get like just blasted by some sort of military unit, and they just all kind of pop up and start swinging axes and shit. I'm
Right.
like, that's cool.
She's like, oh shit.
Yeah, they find maybe somebody new because apparently they haven't seen anybody with their abilities in a while, and they come across somebody new who can do it, and
Right.
you think they're like trying to get her to join their team or something,
Looks like it. Like it's like a new recruit sort of thing.
right? And on the other side of it, there's the bad guys, and the bad guys seem to want to almost capture them to steal their DNA or their essence on how they do it, so they can create an
Right.
entire army of these immortal, like unbeatable type soldiers.
It makes me wonder like how they came about, So like the new chick that they found, was she born that way or was she made or
Right. It's interesting. Like I was saying in the last episode, I might pop online and buy a copy of the graphic novel because it is written by the guy here in local Oregon, and we
Yeah.
can see what he has to say. But yeah, that looks freaking cool. So anybody that hasn't seen that, that's both a healthy stream and a tasty trailer because the new Old Guard trailer looks dope. I'm down.
It's on my list.
Yeah, it looks cool. And so I don't really have anything for Hulu or Amazon today, but HBO Max is literally on the verge of starting up and debuting. In fact, by the time a lot of people listen to this, you'll either be just a day or two away or it may already be out.
Right.
HBO Max premieres on March 27th, which I believe is next Wednesday from when we're
Next
recording
week,
this.
yeah.
Yeah. And they've been really pushing for a long time. They have Friends and they have Rick and Morty and they have reruns of Big Bang. So they have some really good reruns. They have all the HBO content, all the Cartoon Network content, all the DC content. And so the last couple of days, they finally did it. Everybody's been banging on their desks and yelling into the air, wishing and
Please.
wanting. And I'm so excited to see if people are going to be happy with what they get. Because I'm one, like I've said many a time, I'm not the biggest DC fan. I like it okay. And ever since the Justice League came out and it was known that Zack Snyder started it and for whatever reason he got dumped and they brought in Joss Whedon to finish it.
It's because this kid got sick. His wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And everybody thought that the final movie was garbage, because it was. And they seemed to think that if Zack Snyder seemed to finish it, that it would somehow miraculously be a fantastic film. And so everybody's been saying since the dawn of time, since this thing came out, that release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut, hashtag release the Snyder Cut. That's all we've heard. And so they finally are going to do it. I guess HBO Max shelled out between $20 and $30 million to let Zack Snyder go back in and finish the movie the way he meant it to be. And it's going to debut exclusively on HBO Max.
But not until like next year though, right?
No, I think they said July.
No way. This year?
I thought so.
2020?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it was July because I thought it was July. Maybe I'm wrong. But
You
yeah,
lying.
I could be. I lied last week about the other thing. So I thought they said July. But yeah, so Zack Snyder's Justice League is finally going to come out. And I'm interested to see it. Like, it almost makes me want to go back and watch the OG version so I could even know what the differences are because I'm not sure I paid enough attention to even realize what it might be.
Well, the thing is, I don't like. They're spending so much money, right? What, 30 mil?
Yeah.
For what? Are they? Because they're not going to reshoot anything, correct?
Effects, probably.
Right. And just editing and effects.
Maybe they'll make his disappearing mustache look better.
Yeah, just own it,
And just bring his mustache back.
Yeah. And then, it works. We love it.
I've always wanted Superman with a mustache. He just like flies in. He's like, who wants a mustache ride? And then he grabs somebody and flies off.
Because like I've seen people where they like they want Darkseid in there.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see because that was always the rumor that he was supposed to get brought in at the very end, and that just for whatever reason didn't happen in the movie.
Yeah, it's like if he does get brought in, then what do you do with that? Like Do fans get so excited you have to rehire Ben Affleck as Batman, or what's the deal? You know?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's like, do you, because you've already picked a new Batman,
Yeah.
Twinkle Boy himself, Twilight himself, and do you just run two different Batmans? Do you bring back Ben Affleck and say this is this universe and Twilight Batman's this other universe? Maybe Twilight
Right.
Batman's out there hanging out with Joaquin's Joker kind of a thing.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Has anybody thought about calling Joaquin's Joker Joker since Joaquin doesn't pronounce his J? My favorite movie is Joker with Joaquin. No? Okay.
No, that's just you.
Okay. Just my random thoughts. I also saw, and this isn't specific to HBO Max, but in the DC realm, since they're kind of hand in hand at this point, that Ruby Rose has quit the Batwoman series, or is it Batwoman or Batgirl?
Batwoman.
Nice, good for them. And I don't know why. Have you heard any reason why she quit? It seems so like sudden because she filmed the first season. She's not a huge star, and it seems silly to leave a paying job.
I know. I didn't really look into it, but every time I see her in movies,
Yeah,
she's always like some kind of side characters.
yeah.
But
So
I
she's
feel
not a
like,
great actor.
yeah, I feel like she thinks she's bigger than what she really is. You know? Sort of
Yeah,
thing.
I would have been less surprised if they said they fired her for someone new versus them saying that she quit. Maybe it was one of
Yeah.
these like, I think you should quit.
Did you see? Did you see Santiago from 99 tweeted?
No, what'd she say?
Is after they said that Ruby Rose quit the show?
Yeah.
Stephanie Beltris.
Okay.
I don't understand her name, but Santiago. She tweeted out, reading all the Batwoman.
Wait, does she want to be Batwoman now?
Maybe. I don't know.
I thought she couldn't do Hulk, and now she wants to, or She-Hulk, so now she wants to be Batwoman.
Maybe she's a DC fan. You know?
The whole time it just hasn't been any real reason other than she just didn't want to be She-Hulk.
Yeah.
She's a DC honk. She's like, I don't like Marvel.
I don't want to be green. Damn it.
Yeah, screw that noise. I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why she quit. Like, there's probably articles out there, but I didn't read into it because I honestly don't really care as much.
Yeah, honestly, I don't watch a lot of DC stuff. I do know Ruby Rose is a hot. Is that her real name? That sounds like the fakest ass name I've ever heard. It's like a stripper name.
Probably.
Yeah. Only thing I've actually ever even seen her in was Orange is the New Black. And I only tuned in for a couple episodes for a very specific reason.
Fake news. You also saw her in John Wick.
Oh, she was in John Wick? Interesting. I don't even remember her.
Hold on. Did you see John Wick 3?
No.
Oh, just kidding. Yeah. She was in part 3.
Okay. I haven't seen part 3 yet. So I need to go see John Wick part 3. I was waiting for it to come to one of the streaming services. It's gotta be soon. Maybe it'll be HBO Max.
Wait, do I have the movie?
Part 3? You lent me the other 2. I gave them back to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason I saw the first 2 is because you lent them to me and I finally watched it. But yeah, so I've never seen part 3. I was waiting for it. I didn't even want to rent it. I was waiting for it to show up on a streaming service. But I don't know which one it'll show up on.
By the way, in HBO Max, we were looking into it, and if you like sign up today, right?
Yeah.
Or before Wednesday, you get the cheaper deal.
Yeah.
And if you sign up today, you could start watching HBO now.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So if you sign up for HBO Max today, it gives you entry to the other HBO content before HBO Max debuts.
Yeah, so you could go and watch like Westworld or, Watchmen and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. I've been jonesing to see Watchmen. Did you know that there's not going to be a second season? David Lindelof said that that's all he wanted to make and that's it. So apparently it's fully concluded.
Well, I'll have to see for myself if I care for a second season or not.
Yeah, so I saw that. I didn't see all that, but I did see that there is the price difference. So if anybody wants to sign up for HBO Max, which I think I do, I think I've been sold on it. It's normally $14.99 a month, which is what you would pay for HBO just by itself if you were going to get the streaming version of HBO. But they have it on sale for $11.99 a month. And if you sign up before Wednesday, You get that price for an entire year, but you can still quit anytime. So even after a month, if you're like done with it, you can cancel. You don't have to keep buying it at the $12.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna sign up for it before Wednesday.
Yeah, I think I will too, because I honestly, and maybe I'll be wrong, but I feel like they're going to have enough good content from what I've seen to be a real competitor to Netflix and Hulu. Because to me, those are the big boys. Amazon puts out a lot of good stuff, but I still, for whatever reason, don't consider them like a streamer because they do so many things.
Yeah.
Apple TV is garbage, and I imagine it's going to either go out of business or quit doing it, maybe just make content for somebody else. And I think Quibi was dead on arrival. It's a fun one for free, but I would never pay any money for it. And any other streaming services out there that aren't just like giving you cable channels, I'm not sure that they're worth the while either.
Yeah, because the HBO for me, it has all the DC stuff.
Yeah.
And I still want to watch season 3 of Westworld and Watchmen. What else is there? Maybe finish Ballers. I don't know.
I did. Well, I'm all caught up on Ballers. Have you seen Silicon Valley all the way through?
No, I need to watch that too. I watched only season 1.
Dude, that's the best show, and it's completely finished. They finally had the last season. So I think that also HBO, in my opinion, because I've had HBO, I've tried Stars, I've tried Epix, Showtime. I don't know what other ones are, but HBO is by far the best movie channel. Like if you want the newest movies as soon as they're ready for streaming, I feel like HBO gets the good content versus some of the other ones.
Yeah, because the other week, my younger sister wanted to watch a movie.
Yeah.
And we were trying to find it on the streaming services, but there's none on there.
Yeah.
And it turns out it's on HBO.
Yeah, of course.
So they signed up for like a 7-day trial just to watch the movie.
Just watch the movie. Yeah, I've done stuff like that too. Like I did. So I thought, oh, they're all the same. Let's get Stars because they had a deal where if you bought Stars, you could get for like $3.99 a month, but for 3 months. So I tried Stars for $3.99 a month for 3 months, and in 3 months of Stars, I could not find a single movie I wanted to watch. I'm like, what the hell? They don't ever put any good movies on that channel. So don't waste your money on Stars. Their original programming sucks. Honestly, Epix, which is a newer streaming movie channel like that, is better because they had a free 2 weeks of Epix. And I found way more content on Epix I liked. I liked a lot of their movies. They had that cool War of the Worlds TV show, which I did enjoy.
Did you watch that?
Yeah, I did. So do we not talk about that on here?
I don't know. Maybe it was off air.
Yeah. Okay. So if anybody has the free trial of Epix, it's worth it just for the War of the Worlds television show. I think the last time most people saw War of the Worlds was Tom Cruise running around doing it. And then the real old folks remember when it was just a radio teleplay. But the TV show is pretty good. It gets a little slow, but it gives me those hot Walking Dead vibes. The first episode is fantastic. You know, every once in a while you get a series that has like one good episode that's better than others. This particular show's first episode was just like, I was so freaking hyped to watch War of the Worlds every damn day. But it's a decline from there. It's pretty slow after that, but it's got good character development. It gives you those original Walking Dead type vibes where people are just trying to survive. Nice. So yeah, I did like War of the Worlds. Okay. The first episode, if you're just going to watch the first episode because it alone is so freaking intense when we finally get attacked by the aliens.
Is it only on Epix?
Yes, it's an Epix original. It's one of the few original TV shows they have.
So we can't watch it anywhere else?
Nope. No, cannot. But I'm sure you can do a free trial and watch the War of the Worlds. At least, like I said, watch that first episode because it was dope. I really enjoyed it. Right. The last thing I wanted to touch on in our healthy stream is we talked, I don't know if it was last episode or a couple episodes ago, we talked about Parks and Rec doing their Zoom episode where they had each person show up and play their character, and it was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Community decided to do the same thing, but a little bit different. So rather than them showing up and specifically showing up playing the characters, they showed up as themselves, as the actors. So you had the Joel McHales of the world, the Childish Gambinos. They even got Gambino to show up.
Brie
Larson.
Brie Larson.
No, not Brie Larson. Allison Brie. You're right. You got it. Allison Brie. Yes. Final answer.
Okay.
Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Allison Brie Larson. I think that's why we get confused because we say their names together all the time. The lady from Glow. Danny Pudi. I mean, the whole work. Everybody excluding Chevy Chase. They didn't bring back Chevy Chase, but they picked it perfectly. So Dan Harmon, the OG creator and original showrunner of Community, was there, and he was
Yeah.
narrating it. So they did it basically as a table read. So as if we were going to watch actors practice, because. Some people may or may not know every TV show has what they call table reads, where all the actors get together and they basically read through the script. So they all kind of learn their lines, how they're going to do it. So they got every one of the Community actors on the Zoom call, and Dan Harmon read the notes of the script where he tells what's happening in the scene, and then they each played their character. And it was a repeat of a episode they had done where Chevy Chase had passed away. He'd actually died, and he was giving everybody his will reading. And so Chevy Chase's lawyer came to the school and was telling everybody, he's making them take a lie detector test to prove whether they were worthy or not to inherit his $22 million or something like that. And it was just so funny because I've seen that episode, but it was so funny to watch. You watched this as well, correct?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. It was so funny to watch the actors like not be able to keep it together because they were laughing. And I guess there was the part that was played by the lawyer, the actor wasn't able to participate for whatever reasons. They made a lot of jokes.
Mr. Stone.
Yeah, Mr. Stone. They made a lot of jokes why that actor couldn't participate. I was never sure what the real reason might be. But instead, they got the Mandalorian guy. What's his name? Pedro Pascal. Yeah, so Pedro Pascal came in and played this part. And what was funny is he said several times he hadn't actually read the script. So he was just kind of going on the fly. That tells you how good these actors are, that they can play up. And he played the part, I thought, very well.
Yeah,
but
straight face.
Yeah, well, for a while. But he hit one scene that he just kept dying on. It was making me laugh. So the more they laughed,
dude,
I
was crying, dude.
It was so good. So those of you who haven't seen it, man, I highly recommend. And it's just the best part about this is you don't have to have any streaming service. It's just on YouTube. Just search up Community Table Read, and it'll be like the newest version. It's about 35 minutes. And they even got the original guy that sang the Community intro song to play it live. It was fantastic. I really liked it. I mean, what did you think?
Dude, I was loving it, man. This is so funny. I started like almost crying. It was so funny. Yeah, like Kim Jong was hilarious. Dude.
Oh, so funny. I mean, because I've seen Community and I remember that episode, but not like detail by detail. So there were so many jokes that were still felt fresh. But yeah, the scene with Kim Jong where they're like, they have them all connected to the lie detector, and they're like, he's like, bring it on. I'm an open book. You can ask me anything. I'll never lie. And they're like, so, Mr. Chang, we want to know if you have ever masturbated in this library. And then you hear Dan Harmon read. Chang slowly removes the cuff off his arm and walks out of the room. You see Kim Jong get up and start moving out of the screen. And all the other actors started like just cracking up because they couldn't handle it. It was so funny.
And later on, he comes back. He's like, I've masturbated everywhere.
Not only did I masturbate in the library, but I've masturbated everywhere.
Yeah. And the funny part is like, you see them trying to be in character, but they break out of it because it's so funny. It's hilarious.
And it was good to see all of them because they did a really good job casting that show. Because Joel McHale was the biggest actor going into that show, and he's not even the biggest actor now. He's maybe like the third or fourth biggest actor from that show. And even, I mean, Dan Harmon's more famous than no one knew who the hell Dan Harmon was before that show. And that guy's hugely famous. It was fun to see them all pull at parts again.
Yeah. They keep making fun of Donald Glover, like, so you gonna leave yet?
Yeah, because he's so famous. Busy. Yeah. Like he's like next level famous. So yeah, it makes me honestly, because I don't know that I've ever, because the whole deal with Community was they're always like 6 seasons in a movie, and they had been canceled after 5 seasons, and then they brought back this weird Yahoo channel 6th season, and nobody had Yahoo TV because it wasn't a real thing, and they played it on there. So like it makes me want to really go back and watch those latter seasons to really enjoy it again. In fact, they even made a joke at one point that they were the reason that Yahoo TV went out of business.
Well, honestly, I didn't even watch that season.
Yeah, and it makes me want to go back and see it because I'd kind of given up because not all the actors were there. But they have such a good group of people that even some of them is better than none of them.
It's funny because I remember when we used to watch all the time. we always do that, like that Abed and Troy handshake. Pop,
Yeah.
pop. It's like, oh shit.
Abed in the morning.
Yeah, I love that show.
Yeah, it's a great show. Yeah, I'm definitely. I think it's on Netflix. So anybody wants to rewatch Community, you should give it a shot. And then you should also jump on YouTube. Even if you've never seen, this is the one time I'll tell you. Even if you've never seen this show in your entire life, you'll recognize all the actors from other things because I mean they're all huge actors now, and you'll laugh your ass off because it's funny.
It's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up. I love it, so I recommend it. I want to touch on a couple of tasty trailers before we go to break. And the first one I want to talk about is not actually a trailer yet. In fact, I have a lot of them that aren't actually trailers yet, but we need to come up with a new category for like movies I'm excited about that they just released. So this is more like hot movie gossip at this point. But have you heard about The Good, The Bad, and The Undead?
No.
Oh my God, dude, you're going to love this news. This news is so up your alley. You're going to love it. This is a movie, and I'm going to tell you what it's about before I tell you who it stars. But
guess the star.
Okay, you're going to try to guess the stars. So this is a vampire movie. So Van Helsing, how do you say Van?
Van Helsing?
Van Helsing, the vampire hunter guy. So this movie is about Van Helsing. He's the last in the long line of vampire hunters. Am I still saying it wrong?
I think so. Unless I've been saying it wrong.
I've probably been saying it wrong. I've never seen, because those starred Hugh Jackman, right? Or no? Who the hell wasn't that? Yeah?
The most recent one, yeah.
Okay, because I've never seen any of those movies.
Van Helsing.
Van Helsing. Yes?
Yeah.
All right. So Van Helsing is the last in a long line of vampire hunters. And in this movie, it's a comedy. So this is unlike all those. Yes, you're really liking it, right? So the basic idea is Van Helsing, I don't know how to say it right, develops an uneasy partnership with a vampire who's decided, I don't want to be a bad vampire anymore. I'm not going to eat people. So he's kind of similar to the vampire from Santa Clarita Diet, where she's like trying not to eat people. So right. Van Helsing and this vampire decide he doesn't want to be a vampire. Decided he doesn't want to hunt vampires anymore, and the vampire guy doesn't really want to be a vampire. So they go around and set in the old days, like the old Timies wearing white wig days, and so they go around basically scamming people. So they scam entire towns where the vampire makes them think they're all going to get eaten, and Van Helsing comes out and kills them, and then they get paid and they move on to the next town and scam them. So like the concept already sounds fantastic, but do you want to take any stabs at who you think's going to play Van Helsing and who's going to play the vampire?
Van Helsing is going to be Adam Scott.
It's a nice guess. I like that. Not right, but it's a good guess.
Oh, damn it.
How about the vampire?
Is the vampire a chick or a dude?
It's a dude. Let me give you any hints. It's not a Twilight vampire. It's a big, muscular, gonna get you vampire.
Oh, Batista.
Oh, that's a good guess too, but we're thinking better actors.
Oh, John Cena?
Ooh, better actors.
Dude, it'd be so funny if it's like The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Okay, so now you're closer in line. I'm gonna give you your final clue, and if this doesn't help you get at least one, we're gonna cancel you because the internet loves to cancel things. So okay, Audionots, you ready to cancel Ren? Both actors were on Game of Thrones.
Jon Snow?
No. Oh, snap!
Damn it, got canceled. Hold on. Is it Tyrion?
It is. So Peter, good guess. Peter Dinklage is Van Helsing. It's like some word I can't say. Massachusetts either. So Peter Dinklage is the vampire hunter. And then you want to guess the vampire? He's also from Game of Thrones.
Jamie.
Nope. Remember I said he was a big buff guy.
Oh, the Mountain?
No, not that big, not that buff.
Big buff guy.
Yep.
Who the hell's big and buff?
Well, other than me, Jason Momoa.
Oh.
So Aquaman himself plays the vampire.
I was thinking like later on series, not like season 1.
Yeah, but how good is that casting? Like, I'm so excited for this movie. You take that concept, and then you get Peter Dinklage and Jason Momoa. Oh, come on, this would be great. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
fantastic movie.
it's almost like a parody because
Oh, it's definitely supposed to be funny.
Yeah, because when you think of like Van Helsing, he's really like, like a hunter,
Right.
And you got like little Tyrion shooting
Yeah.
a bow and arrow.
The guy's such a fantastic actor, though. The guy's like
Yeah,
one of the great actors of our time, and to have him go in there and kind of play, be funny about it. And then Jason Momoa has a good comedy side because we've seen him do stuff like on Saturday Night Live and
yeah.
come in. And I just like having never even seen a trailer yet. I am so stoked for this movie. I cannot wait.
Jason needs like just put on some fangs and he's good.
Yeah, he's already got
Vampire.
that really good vampire stare.
Yeah,
So yeah, that looks like a pretty good movie. The second hot movie news, gossip news that I have is Sony Pictures, has their own version of the Marvel Universe.
yeah.
And so it's pretty much Spider-Man related. So everything's grown from the Spider-Man stuff.
It's a Spider-Verse.
Do you know what they actually call their universe? You know how like we all talk about the CMU, the Cinematic Marvel Universe. Do you know what the Sony version is actually called?
SMU.
It's called Spunk, and it stands for Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel Characters. That's their legitimate go with name.
Wait, characters with a K?
No, with a C.
Oh.
So it's spelled, their universe is SPUMC. It's the SPUMC. The Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel Characters. They should be canceled for that. That's terrible. Anyways, besides that being horrible, we've seen them. They're obviously going to do all the Spider-Man movies. We saw them do Venom, and they're coming out with Morbius, once COVID settles down a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, you forgot about Morbius.
Yeah.
And then we saw that they've been teasing Venom Part 2, Let There Be Carnage. So that's coming out. But they've already are in the works for another spider-tingly film. You want to take any stabs at what weird-ass Sony Universe of Marvel characters they've been able to get? Because remember, they can only pull from the Spider-Man chunk of stuff.
Oh, was it like Spider-Woman?
Oh, I wish.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, or Spider-Gwen or something cool, but no. Unfortunately, no. I actually had to look this up because I had no idea who this character was. Because the name sounds... Silk would have been cooler, too. The name sounds pretty cool. So they're working on the screenplay right now. It's in like early pre-production of a movie based on Madam Web. Have you even heard of Madam Web?
Ain't that the old lady, spider lady?
Oh my God, look at you. You know more about Madam Web than I did because I knew jack squat.
It's because like in the Spider-Man animated series,
yeah,
like Peter somehow goes to a dimension that where she is, and then she's like showing him stuff. I don't know.
Oh, okay, so you have a fairly decent knowledge of Madam Web. So for those out there who are like, well, that was pretty accurate. So those out there who are like me, who are idiots about Madam Web, the original Madam Web was just like Ren explained. So she has no actual powers herself, and they call her Madam Web because she's dying of some like disease I probably can't pronounce, and all the tubing and weird things that are connecting into her makes it look like she's in this chair. She looks almost like Professor X, female. Imagine old lady Professor X, but with a web of tubes behind her, and that's why they call her Madam Web. And her one superpower, she's actually a mutant along the lines of X-Men. Her superpower is she can kind of like foresee the future, and she's a clairvoyant basically, right? So Spider-Man uses her help. There's also, I did look at this and I saw there's another version of Madam Web from another Spidey universe because, they love the Spider-Verse more than anything, where she's a hot young redhead. So wouldn't it shock me if that may be the version of Madam Web we see? And she actually wears a Spider-Man type outfit and runs around solving crimes with her clairvoyancy, right? So, and the studio has plenty of other projects, but they're kind of focusing next on this Madam Web, and that's all I know. But I'm excited to see which version we get. You think we're gonna get the boring old lady Madam Web or the beautiful redheaded, because I worry a little bit about the casual fan seeing a redheaded Madam Web and saying, "Oh, it's Mary Jane." That's cool.
Yeah.
We've already seen Spider-Gwen.
Well, I vote for young redhead.
Yeah, me too. And I don't know. Maybe there's a cool way to do it. I have no idea.
It's like, okay, if you're clairvoyant, right? You can see the future. You know what's happening.
Yes.
How do you stop crime? You're still a basic human being, right?
Right.
And that's like your own. You don't have superhuman strength.
Right.
But if a bullet hits you, you're dead.
You're dead as hell. But that might be interesting
you knew that the bullet's coming, but you're still too slow to dodge.
Yeah, I mean, there's been plenty of movies and television shows that focus on people with clairvoyancy solving crimes. And so I think the idea is they're not superheroes, right? They can't get in the way. They need somebody to usually help them stop the crime. Right. They basically alert the right people. But yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, at least they're digging deep on these Spider-Verse stuff. So the other TV hot gossip news that I have is Child's Play. Have you seen the newest Child's Play movie?
It's terrible.
Oh, I didn't think it was terrible. But then again, I have a mega crush on Aubrey Plaza, and she made it worth it.
That's probably why you like it.
Well, I watched it for free on, I think, Epix. It was on, yeah, for sure. That's where I watched it. I watched it while I had Epix for a hot moment.
So was it on Stars?
No, it was not. See, Stars doesn't have shit. It was on Epix. So I watched it on Epix, and I thought, it was dumb. You're not wrong. But I did like me some Aubrey Plaza. But because we cannot get enough Child's Play, Sci-Fi Network is developing a Child's Play TV show, which debuts, I guess, later this year. So
I hope they go back to the original, to where it's a serial killer.
Yes. So the writers of it said that they want to go back to the more OG version of the Chucky, and they wanted to find all sorts of new ways for him to get into trouble and murder people. So it's supposed to be a really unique take on it. So either it'll be amazing or terrible, but I don't know. I'll give it a shot. I've always been a sucker for Child's Play because the OG Child's Play debuted when I was just a kid, and they were never that scary. So I really liked them, and I thought it was always kind of fun. So it holds a soft spot in my heart. Last but not least, in the tasty trailers, you remember the movie Tenet? They released the first trailer for that a few months ago. It's directed by David Fincher. Yeah, it's one of these like Inception ass movies where stuff happens, they reverse things. So
you're a vampire boy?
Wait, there's a vampire boy in it?
Twilight's in there.
He is?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Okay.
He's like the side.
So I need to watch the second trailer, but the only way you can watch trailer part 2, it's exclusive on Fortnite.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that actually debuted today. I was telling my son, Kid Danger, that we need to watch it because I guess starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you could watch the Tenet trailer on Fortnite because apparently in Fortnite they have a drive-in theater where all the guys can run up to and they play movies every once in a while or some weird thing, part of their multiverse thing, or what do we call it?
Metaverse.
Yeah, their metaverse conversion. But if you want to see the Tenet trailer 2, it's being played, at least for now, exclusively on Fortnite. And it started, so it's already been on, but it's every hour on the hour, I guess, for the first day or so, if you want to go watch it. So I might have him pull up Fortnite around 7 or 8 p.m. tonight so I can see it.
but so if you're in there and you go watch it, can people like kill you and you don't get to watch it? Or is that like a safe zone?
Maybe it's probably there's got to be a safe zone, right? It's probably similar to like when they do all the concerts and they turn off the guns, so you can run around and bang at each other, but nobody dies.
Because I remember the first time they did with like a comet, whatever. Yeah. And everybody was looking up in the sky, and this one dude came and just killed everybody, and he had like the most kills ever in a Fortnite game.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
that's so funny. Yeah, I have no idea. I'll let you know. I'll try it tonight, and I'll let you guys know on the next episode whether or not they killed us while we were trying to watch Tenet. But I'd imagine they want you to watch Tenet, so they're not going to kill you.
Because I like the main actor in that movie.
Who is the main actor? Twilight?
No, it's Ricky from Ballers.
Oh, that's right. You know, I think we said this before. Denzel
Yeah,
Washington's son. He is a
yeah.
great actor. I'm
I
hoping
forget his
that this
name.
movie is big enough that it helps his career grow. Because I don't know
Yeah,
how that guy was in such a good show and still hasn't been in more things.
yeah.
He's the son of freaking Denzel Washington, one of the best looking dudes that's ever lived.
He needs to be in like Wakanda Part 2, and then he'd be like, "Oh
Oh
crap!"
yeah, make his ass a superhero. He'll be famous. But
Yeah.
yeah, so anybody wants to see Tenet, pop on Fortnite. By the time you hear this, it'll probably just be on YouTube. But either way, I thought that was kind of cool. It's like you said, once again, them kind of pushing their own megaverse situation.
Dude, I have a. He's gonna be the Green Lantern.
Oh, that would be a hot take. Let's make that happen.
Yeah, because he's in Ballers, and Ballers is in HBO,
Oh, so
DC, HBO Max. So
he
there
could
it
be like
is.
a TV show version of Green Lantern. I'd
Yeah.
be so stoked if HBO Max started giving us high quality DC television content. That'd be really good.
Wasn't that in the works too? Like a legit Green Lantern
Yeah,
show?
that was one of the first things they even announced that they were
Yeah.
working on a Green Lantern show. But I kind of felt like it might be an animated thing.
Well, get Denzel's kid to be in there.
Yeah, somehow let him be the voice.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break and we'll come back with News Jacuzzi. I've got some more first-person shooter news. See, I told you I had 2 stories based on that.
Yeah.
I got some hot iPhone news for today's day and age. I got Disney and the NBA are bringing us the happiest event on earth. We got to talk about, 2020 has been crazy enough, but have you heard that there might be a parallel universe? And this isn't fiction. And last but not least, did you know that Chuck E. Cheese is trying to catfish us? We'll catch up on all that on the flip side of this break. And we're back. The biggest and ever. That and lasts longer than the commercial, I think.
I think so.
So I want to start off with this kind of first-person shooter news, and maybe you knew this one too. But Amazon, we talked about like, I don't know, the Amazons, we should count them as a streaming service because they do so many things. Well, guess what?
Amazon?
You're
right.
Amazon has decided to get into the gaming industry. Did you see that coming? Who didn't see that coming? They want to do everything.
They want to sell games?
They want to make games. They want to sell you games. And so they've created a game that, have you heard this at all? Am I breaking news to you?
No. Breaking news to me.
Oh, okay. This is very exciting then, Ren. Because I want you, because you're our computer guy. I don't have a computer. This game is only available on computers.
PC? Yeah. I have a PC.
You have a PC. You're a PC gamer kind of guy. So right now, and this is the hot news, you can jump online and get this game for free. And it's supposedly supposed to be a direct competitor to Fortnite and Apex. This is supposed to be the next big thing. So I want you to try it out and tell us next podcast whether this is a hit or a miss. So Amazon has created a brand new game called Crucible. And Crucible is an open world first-person shooter along the lines and very similar to, at least the screenshots and small video snippets that I've seen, to Fortnite and Apex. And it actually debuted today. So you can go and download it as soon as we're done with this thing and start playing it and see if it's stupid or cool. They said there's a lot of hope that it's going to be good because it's coming from a big budgetary version. So, but also there's some people worry that it's going to suck because Amazon's, this is kind of their first, dipping their toes into this thing. I'm almost thinking that they've seen what Epic has done, because Epic has become humongous overnight because of Fortnite. Yeah. And, they're talking about all this other stuff, these crazy reality version worlds and stuff that Amazon's like, nah, we're not letting this bad boy pass us by. So it wouldn't shock me if you came back and said, you know what, this game kind of sucks. It's not very good. That if you came back a month later and said, oh, they fixed it, it's better, because they've got the kind of money behind them with the first trillionaire ever, as we talked about the last episode, to continue to make this thing better if it's not good.
Wait, so you've seen the stills, right?
Yes.
Do they look more like cartoony like Fortnite or more like Call of Duty-ish?
No, it's definitely more of the cartoony look, almost more Apex Legend-y than anything. I guess there's 28 original characters. They said some people were bummed because there's only the 28 skins. Like, to me, my old guy mind, 28 skins sounds like a lot. But
that's a lot, dude.
Yeah, everybody was acting like it wasn't enough characters, but yeah, you'll have to check it out. Let us know if it's any good, because it's interesting that they're giving it away. I think that they're trying to get everybody hooked on the candy, because I imagine that it could just be exact. I mean, they could have just, as money rich as Amazon is, they could have just wholesale stole Fortnite's concept and said, "We'll give you the game, and we're going to charge you $1 million to do anything inside of it."
Yeah, copy and paste.
Yeah, copy and paste. So that's my hot take on that. Everybody should give Crucible a chance and let me know if it's good or bad. If you follow us on Twitter, I'd love to hear from you guys too on Twitter if you tried it and think it's cool or stupid. My next news story kind of centers around the iPhone, and we've talked about it. I think we even mentioned this a little bit in the past. It's getting kind of difficult when you're wearing a freaking COVID mask to have your phone open correctly. So I saw. Oh, yeah. Have you had troubles with that?
Can't. It's like I have to punch in my code every time.
Yeah, so that's the thing. They released with their last release or update that they made it so originally when you would hold up and you had the mask on, it wouldn't open at all, and you had to take the mask off to take your picture. Now they've converted it so it recognizes immediately when you have it. It's smart enough to say, "Oh, this person has a mask on," and it jumps you straight to your punch-in code. And that's kind of their solution for now, because there's not enough information on just your eyes quite yet for it to log you in.
Eventually, that's what they want.
Well, yeah, I would think, because how many spy movies have we seen where someone just walks up to the door and sticks their eyeball on it and the door opens? So it's got to happen sometime. But yeah,
that's a scary movie, and then it's something else.
I would imagine that. I mean, I wonder if there's enough uniqueness in like your eyeball. You just keep your your debit card right in your eyeball, and you're like, boop, and you lean towards something, and you get like pays for stuff.
Yeah, I mean that'd be too easy, and then all those like spy movies won't work. They just like take a picture of your eyeball.
Or in the good spy movies, they scoop out your eye. I'm pretty sure I saw that happen in a Mission Impossible once. The guy had the guy's eyeball and it was like this. So that was that news. Over at the NBA, we've mentioned, I think, in the past on here before that we're big sports fans and we don't spend a ton of time talking sports. But man, I'm jonesing.
But we can
hard for the NBA, and they've been rumored, and the rumors are starting, I think, to come to fruition. The NBA has said that they are in fact going to finish the season. They haven't explained quite yet whether or not they're going to actually play out because they're on their last third of the season. If they're going to play out that last third of the actual NBA. If they're going to jump straight into the playoffs, or if they're going to do our big wishes, which is probably the least likely, is a straight up NCAA style tournament, which I still think would be amazing.
Every team,
give everybody a shot, because now we're, especially as Blazer fans, they're healthy and ready to rock.
Yeah.
But what they're going to do is they're going to take everybody over to Orlando and play all the games in Disney World, because I guess they have a straight-ass NBA stadium right there. And they keep all the teams kind of not necessarily quarantined, but in one location so they can better control it. Obviously, no fans, and they would play the remainder of whatever it is, whether it's a finishing season, a playoff series, or a tournament in Disney World, the happiest place on earth, because then it really will be the happiest place on earth.
For me, I really want them to do first our tournament that we came up with.
Yeah, because that's genius.
Or play out the season. Because if they go right now, our Blazers won't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I the same idea. Selfish thinking that if they go straight playoffs, we just don't even make it. It seems unfair, because what about the teams in the bubble? There are a few teams that may have been waiting to make their move. So, yeah, NBA, get your shit together and do a tournament. That would be amazing. I don't even care if my team wins and everybody says, well, this doesn't count. I don't care. It'll count for me forever.
Dude, trust me, if our tournament happens, it'd be like the most viewed thing ever in history.
Oh, for sure. It would be the most viewed sporting event ever. And they'd be missing the boat if they don't at least think about it. So I hope they're considering it. But yeah, that would be dope.
I heard that they might do like a 5-game
regular season.
Yeah, because there's like a contract with the TVs to have 70 games. So the 5 games would get up to 70, and then whoever's in playoffs by that time goes in playoffs.
Interesting. Let me ask you this: do you know if the Blazers are only 5 games away to be able to make? If they won all 5 games, could they make that 8th spot?
Probably not.
No, they probably get murdered anyways.
That means the eighth spot needs to lose
all 5
times
games.
too. Yeah.
We need a lot of things to happen. Why even play the 5 games then? So stupid. My second to last story is there was this thing trending on Twitter that they discovered a parallel universe. And actually want to bring this story up so I can get it right. But this is the kind of stuff that's normally straight up science fiction. However,
so we need the wrong timeline.
Oh, we're clearly in the darkest timeline. In fact, that was funny. Did you see on the community Zoom where they mentioned, because of that dice game episode where they talk about all the different timelines, that we've somehow ended up in the worst timeline? And Dan Harmon's like, yeah, for sure. So the scientists had run this experiment, and they found that they were able to, I think it was in like Antarctica or something, that they were able to show that the physics that we normally would consider to be basic science stuff that's considered this is the way it always works, were running in reverse. So particles were actually running in reverse. And so they thought that because of the way these particles were reacting to the ice, that it may be a sign that the fact that there is a parallel universe to ours that actually runs in absolute reverse. So we're on the same plane of existence, but this universe is running the exact opposite direction. And man, Twitter just went crazy with this information. Because I think we're at a point now in our society where everybody really wants something better than what we got.
Let's go back.
Yeah, please can we reverse it? But so NASA says, to be clear, that there's zero evidence that there is any kind of parallel universe right next to ours where the rule of physics seem to be operating in reverse. They think that it actually might be due to the fact that the ice has some rare effects that they didn't know about on our particles and things like that. But I was so excited. I mean, way to ruin it for us, guys, because how cool would it have been to know for a fact the things that we've only seen in science fiction and flash TV shows was in fact true, and that there was this parallel universe where everything's good to go and our favorite Walking Dead characters are still alive.
Wait, is you saying that Stranger Things got it right?
It was like the upside down?
The upside down over in like Russia, where all like the cold is.
Oh, snap.
Right?
Yeah. Who knew? They knew something we didn't know. The whole time. They've known something we didn't know.
It was the ice, man.
The ice man.
So Vanilla Ice was warning us this whole time, man.
He's like, ice, baby. And we're like, what are you talking about? We thought he was just talking about hose. Little did we know.
That makes sense.
It's all coming together. Stranger Things and Vanilla Ice had foretold it. I've seen a lot of things. I don't want to get too much into politics, but there's a lot of people on the far right that use, I don't want to call them fortune tellers. They call them prophets. They're foretold of Trump becoming president and God chose him and all this stuff. I feel almost like Stranger Things, they're the prophets. Not Vanilla Ice is the prophet of our parallel universe. So anyways, moving on to our next story, which is, I think, pretty great. Did you hear the story about how Chuck E. Cheese was catfishing everyone?
Oh, yeah.
So this is so crazy. A Reddit user was surprised to discover that the pizza she had ordered last month was, she thought came from a local pizzeria called Pasquale's Pizza, was actually freaking Chuck E. Cheese pizza, which by far is the worst pizza. Am I wrong? I mean, name a worst pizza.
Did she like it?
No, I think that's how she noticed that it was terrible. But turns out, this was actually in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia, probably like most big cities or any city, honestly, is saying, hey, make sure now that you could order out, because who doesn't love being able to get all this great order out? Try to order out from your local stores and your local eateries, because these guys are having a hard time staying in business too. And so this lady thought she was doing, so she goes on Grubhub. And apparently Grubhub will let you go ahead and name your business where the hell you want when you're on there. And turns out it's not actually that unusual for these bigger corporations to create multiple names for their services on devices like Grubhub or apps like Grubhub. And so Chuck E. Cheese just happens to be one of them that goes by Pasquale's Pizza and Wings. They consider it almost like a separate entity. It's their delivery only premium pizza, when in reality they're just making shitty pizza in their rat infested empty Chuck E. Cheese buildings.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God, it's the worst thing I've ever heard. And it said that, delivery only brands are doing that. Chain restaurants can have between 7 or 8 different names. So people need to be careful, I guess. I've never used Grubhub yet because we live in a small town. I don't know if we even have it as a choice. Have you ever used it?
No, I've never done any of that DoorDash, Grubhub stuff.
We have DoorDash here in town. We don't have Grubhub. But yeah, you're right. They're all the same idea. But who knew? So, your Olive Gardens and your Applebee's and your Chuck E. Cheese's of the world, ones you might think are kind of like, not great chain restaurants, will put all sorts of names out there. And you think you're getting one thing, and next thing you know, you're getting Olive Garden delivered to your house. Some people might be excited about that, but like Chuck E. Cheese, E. Cheese,
you gotta shop local.
Shop local and you end up getting Chuck E. freaking Cheese. It's terrible.
I'd rather just go to like Little Caesar or something.
Yeah. Little Caesars is one of the worst pizzas there is, and Chuck E. Cheese is worse. And Little Caesars only costs $5 at least. So Little Caesars, the thing about Little Caesars is they admit, they're like, hey, we have shitty pizza, but dude, it's only $5. That should just be their slogan. Yeah. Shitty pizza, $5. You choose. And you're like, oh yeah, I'll eat shitty pizza for $5. Why not? But Chuck E. Cheese trying to sell me a $30 pizza pretending to be some sort of, a premium pizza and wing place. I mean, get out of here. It's terrible. Not good at all. But yeah,
I wonder what else are they like? Who else is doing that? It'd be kind of interesting to have a list.
Yeah, I'm hoping this was written by someone from the Business Insider because a Reddit user had pointed out, and they'd done some research and found out that it's more common than I guess any of us know. And maybe they'll do a follow-up article that gives us an insight to. Well, it says here Applebee. Like I just said that just being facetious, but it says right in the article at the end that Applebee's delivers food under the sub-brand called Neighborhood Wings. I wonder why they all go with wings. People just like having wings delivered to their house.
I love wings.
Have you ever heard of Just Salad?
No.
So you know why? Because that's Applebee's. So they're showing that all these people do Doghouse. So Doghouse is, I think, a like California brand of really nice hot dogs or fast food hot dogs. They have 8 virtual brands. And so it's apparently not unusual now for people to do that. So I'll do some more research. Hopefully these guys do some more research, and maybe in an episode in the future we could find out what other brands we think are one thing that turns out to be something else. As marketers, It doesn't surprise me at all that it happens, but it does seem a little bit sketchy.
Right. But
yeah, that was my last story. So now that we've been catfished by Chuck E. Cheese himself, I guess that's it. Unless you have anything else you want to contribute.
That's it. That's my hot takes.
That's all the hot takes we have. Maybe next week we'll do another podcast under a different name. We'll catfish you all. Yeah. So with that, we bid you adieu. Everybody have a great whatever it is time you're at or something. I'm going to go watch Fortnite movies or something, and we will see you guys on the flippity flip. Who wants a mustache ride?